any comfortable meditative posture. Eyes softly closed. Three deep breaths. Allowing the body to relax on longest exhalations. After three deep breaths, allow normal breaths to come and go. Resting your awareness on your abdomen, simply stay with each breath. And when you notice the mind has wandered away, begin again. Simply bringing the mind to here and now. Since the breath is always here and now. We are training the mind to feel comfortable being here and now. We're not trying to force the mind, but we allow the mind to rest on this breath. The resting mind is always here and now. An alert mind, but a resting mind. Palms to the heart center. Namaskar mudra. Think of a person that you love and respect, living or not. Dedicating this session, all the benefits from this session to that person. From the bottom of your heart. Chin to the chest. Opening your eyes. Inhaling. Take the arms by the side, palms going up, looking up. Exhaling, palms coming down, looking down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. And one last round. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Release. Come up to standing. Feet hip width apart. Toes pointing directly forward. Arms up, interlacing fingers, palms facing up. Inhaling, come up onto the toes as much as you can. Exhaling, heels down. 4 more rounds. Inhaling, reach up for the ceiling. Exhaling, heels down. After completing 5 rounds, release the arms. Take a deep breath. Arms up, interlacing fingers, palms facing up. Inhaling, move your hips forward. Take your arms back, gently look up. Exhaling, straightening up. 4 more rounds. Inhaling, gentle back bend. Exhaling, straightening up. To keep the balance on your feet, move the hips forward first and then take the arms back, or while you're taking the arms back. After completing 5 rounds, release your arms. Take a deep breath, exhale. Arms up, interlacing fingers, palms facing up. Inhaling, Utkatasana, bend your knees, sit back in an imaginary chair behind you. Exhaling, straightening up. 4 more rounds. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhaling, straightening up. Total 5 rounds. After completing 5 rounds, release arms. Take a deep breath, exhale. Arms up, interlacing fingers, palms facing up. Inhale, center. Exhaling, bending toward the right wall as much as you can. Left arm is behind your left ear. Inhaling, center. Exhaling, next exhalation, bend toward your left wall. Your right arm is behind your right ear. Inhaling center. 4 more rounds. As you bend toward your right wall, move the left hip toward the left wall. And similarly on the other side. Only as best as you can. Only as you discover your edges, only to that extent. What others are doing or not doing are irrelevant. After completing 5 rounds, release the arms. Take a deep breath, exhale. Arms up to the sides, parallel to the ground, palms facing the front. Relax the shoulders. Arms up to the sides. Inhale, center. Exhaling, twisting to the right as best as you can. Turn your head and look past the right shoulder. Inhaling, center. Next exhalation, twisting to the left as best as you can. Turn your head. Look past the left shoulder. Inhaling, center. 4 more rounds. After completing, release your arms. Take a deep breath, exhale. Feet close together. Hands on the waist. Bend your right knee and bring the right knee up as best as you can. And right foot down. Bring the left knee up as much as you can. And left knee down. 4 more rounds. Left and right is, or right and left is 1 round. Lifting the knee as high as you can and then place the foot down. It's also a gentle balancing practice. After completing 5 rounds, release arms. Take a deep breath, exhale. Front of the mat, Tadasana. Namaskaram. 3 rounds of Surya Namaskara practice with diligence and attention. Begin. If the mind has wandered away and you're doing this on autopilot, begin again. Without feeling bad about the fact that the mind has wandered away. After completing 3 rounds of Surya Namaskara, separate your feet comfortably, stand relaxed. Soft gaze forward and down. And observing your breath normalizing all on its own. Not forcing your breath in any way, simply observing. And when your mind is observing the breath, it is naturally resting here and now. Three deep breaths. Today, we're going to approach few twisting postures. Twisting postures are also balancing postures, as in if you're not feeling energetic enough, you can be energized. And if you're too hyper, balancing practice, twisting postures can help you get balanced. Take another deep breath, exhale. Let's do a simple twist from Utkatasana, Parivrtta Utkatasana practice. Feet hip width apart. Namaskara mudra. Bend your knees and sit back in an imaginary chair behind you as best as you can. Now take your left elbow over the right knee and right shoulder going up toward the ceiling. Look up at the ceiling. Parivrtta Utkatasana. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, come up all the way up. Release arms. Take a deep breath. Namaskar. Next inhalation, bend your knees deeply. Utkatasana, sitting back in an imaginary chair behind you. Now take your right elbow over the left thigh. Take your left shoulder up toward the ceiling and turn your head and look at the ceiling. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, come to center all the way up. Release your arms. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Now let's approach a twist from ashwa sanchalana practice. Front of the mat, asana. Namaskara mudra. Inhaling, back bend. Exhaling, forward bend. Allow the head to completely relax. Allow the shoulders to relax. You can bend your knees to receive your abdomen on your thighs. An attitude of surrender. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, right foot back, long step back. Bend your left knee enough to place both your palms down on the mat. Palms down. If you are on fingertips, bend your front knee enough to place the palms down. Now left hand on the left waist. Open your left shoulder up toward the ceiling. Left arm up toward the ceiling. Gaze at the left thumb if you can. Take your right heel just gently toward the back wall. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ashwa sanchalan. Left foot back plank. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. You can slightly bend the knees, not a problem. You can be on the toes, not a problem. Even if the heels are not landing, it's okay. Palms and fingers are rooting to the mat. And your seat bones are going away from your palms. Your head is also going away from your palms and head completely relaxed. The head is hanging loose. The roof of your head is facing the mat. You might even be able to gaze at your navel. The shoulder blades on your back are gently going toward each other. Next, inhalation, right foot forward, ashwa sanchalana. Bend your right knee enough to place both your palms down on the mat. Your right knee may be pressing against the chest now. Now, right hand on the right waist. Open your right shoulder up toward the ceiling and right arm up towards the ceiling. Gently taking the left heel toward the back wall. Gaze at your right thumb. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ashwa sanchalana. Right foot back plank. Hold plank. 5, 4. Abdomen engaged. 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Take your seat bones all the way to the heels, head down. Relax your shoulders. Elbows down, relax the shoulders. If this posture is not helping you relax, simply go to Sukhasana and relax. Relax. Hatha yoga is a balancing practice. Activation and relaxation are equally important. We activate so we can fully relax. We relax so we can fully activate. Take a deep breath exhale. Let's do a simple twist from it's Ustrasana variation. Come up onto your knees, standing on your knees. If you need support for the knees, you can hold your mat for more cushion for the knees. Knees hip width apart. Tuck your toes in. Hands on the waist. Turn your shoulders toward the right wall. Turn your shoulders and look at the right wall. Take your right hand and find the left heel as much as you can. Take your right hand and find the left heel. Left arm up parallel to the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the waist. If you can, simply take your seat bones back and sit on your heels. This might stretch your toes, you'll feel the stretch from the toes to the heels as you're sitting on the heels. It's too painful. You can lean forward and place the palms on the mat to get relief. Now let's repeat on the other side. Come up onto the knees hip width apart. Feet hip width apart on the toes. Your toes are tucked in. Turn your shoulders and look at the left wall. With your left hand, find the right heel, right arm up and parallel to the ground. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the waist. Take your seat bones toward your heels. Bend forward. Take your head down to the mat. Relax the shoulders. And if this posture is not relaxing, simply relax in Sukhasana. Take a deep breath, exhale. Now let's approach a twist from virabhadrasana, second variation. Come to cat posture. Inhaling, look up, spine down. Exhaling, look down, spine up. 4 more rounds. After completing 5 rounds, neutral posture. Plank posture, Palakasana. Downward facing dog. Feet close together. Inhaling, right foot forward, ashwa sanchalana. Place the back foot flat on the mat, hands on the waist. Inhaling, come up and face the left wall. Look, hands on the waist, look down at your feet to make sure that they're in line stance. Use the edge of the mat as a reference. Your feet are aligned to the edge of the mat. Bend your right knee and bring the right knee on top of the right ankle. Keep the spine straight. Arms up, parallel to the ground, palms facing down. Relax the shoulder. Actually, rotate the arms so the palms are facing your front. Palms facing front, yes. And from here, rotate toward your right. Turn your upper body and face right first. And then go back to where you started. And next exhalation, see if you can twist a bit toward your left. And go back to center. Hands on the waist. Ashwa sanchalana. Right foot back plank. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhaling, left foot forward, ashwa sanchalana. Place the back foot flat on the mat, hands on the waist. Inhaling, come up, face the right wall. In line stance, look down at your feet. Make sure that your left foot and the right foot are aligned to the edge of the mat. Bend your left knee on top of the left ankle. Spine straight, arms up, palms facing the front. Inhale, exhaling, twisting to the left. Next, go back to center as you inhale. Next exhalation, twisting to the right as best as you can. Inhaling center. Ashwa sanchalana. Left foot back plank. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Knees down. Vajrasana. And if Vajrasana is not accessible, Sukhasana. Close your eyes and rest your mind on the parts of your body that are calling your attention. From the few postures, some parts of the body might be calling attention. Good. Since you are in Vajrasana, maybe your knees or your shins, whichever part. Loving attention to the parts that are calling for attention. Sukhasana. Take 3 deep breaths. Before we do seated twisting postures, let's do a simple twist from Bhujangasana. Come to lying down on your stomach. Palms by the sides of your chest. Feet close together. In fact, you can have your feet hip width apart. Toes pointing to the back. Feet hip width apart. Palms by the side of the chest. Elbows pointing up toward the ceiling. Inhaling, chin up, head up, chest up. And straighten your elbows halfway. Not all the way, halfway. Straightening your elbows halfway. And now your soft gaze directly ahead. Now, open your right shoulders out and see if you can gaze at your heels. Gazing at your heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, come to center, chin down, exhale. Keep the rest of the posture exactly as it is. Take a deep breath, exhale. Inhaling, Bhujangasana, chin up, head up, chest up. Straighten your elbows halfway, not all the way. Open your left shoulder toward the back and turn your head and gaze at your heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling center, exhaling Makarasana. Stack your hands, cheek on stacked hands, separate your feet, relax. Makarasana, crocodile posture. Watch your breath. Come to cat posture. Sukhasana, normal cross-leg posture. Stretch your legs to the front and relax. Relax. We will approach a marichyasana variation. Take a deep breath. Come to Dandasana, staff posture, bringing the legs together, toes pointing up. Spine as comfortably straight as you can. Dandasana. Bend your right knee and place the right foot closer to the left knee. Now take the right foot and place it outside of the left knee. See if you can place the right foot flat on the mat. If you can. Take your right hand behind you. Place it behind you. Right hand. With your left arm, hug your right knee as close to the chest as you can. Open your right shoulder toward the back and turn your head and look over your right shoulder. Marichyasana variation. Straightening up the spine and opening your right shoulder toward the back wall. Your left shoulder is coming toward the right knee as close as you can get. Right shoulder is coming toward the right. Sorry, left shoulder is coming toward the right knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, release the posture and relax. A deep breath, exhale. Let's approach it on the other side. Dandasana, staff posture. Bend your left knee, place the left foot near the right knee. And then take the left foot outside the right knee and place the left foot flat on the mat if you can. Take the left hand behind you. Open your left shoulder toward the back. And with your right arm, hug your left knee as close as you can. Bring your right shoulder closer to the left knee as best as you can. Open your left shoulder toward the back wall, straighten up the spine, and then finally turn your head and look over the left shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, release the posture, relax your legs, relax. Lying down on your back. Hug your knees, rock back and forth, massaging your entire spine. As you go forward, touch your feet on the mat. As you go back, take your knees toward your face. And settle down with the head on the mat and then roll side to side, all the way to the right and all the way to the left, massaging the sides of your trunk. Settle back down. Release the knees, release the legs. Now, jathara parivartanasana practice. Take a deep breath, exhale. Stretch your arms to the sides, parallel or shoulder height. Palms facing down if you can. Slightly bend the knees and lift both the legs up straight. Slightly bend the knees and lift both the legs up. Now, keep the left, both shoulders down on the mat and see if you can gently take your feet toward your right palm. Drop your feet toward your right palm. If you don't have space, you can bend your knees close and then drop your knees toward the right. Rishabh, bend your knees and then drop your legs toward your right. Yes. And then gaze at your left palm. Turn your head and gaze at your left palm. Those who are flexible can take your feet to touch the right palm or even go past the right palm. Make sure that your left shoulders are close on the mat as best as you can. Jathara Parivartana 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slightly bend the knees and bring the legs all the way up. Take a deep breath. Next exhalation, take your feet toward your left palm. Keep both shoulders on the mat. Turn your head and gaze at your right palm. And those who are flexible can take your feet to touch the left palm or even go past the left palm. Your right shoulders are down on the mat. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slightly bend the knees Bring the legs all the way to the center and up. And gently, slowly release the legs all the way down, very slowly. Make any final movements you feel necessary before surrendering in Shavasana. Surrendering to be here and now, not in a forced way, but in a relaxed way. You're not trying to catch the butterfly. You're allowing the butterfly to rest. The butterfly being your mind. Allow it to rest at home. And here and now is home. Relax. Relax. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently come out of Shavasana. And come to sitting in any favorite meditative posture. Eyes closed, spine straight. Take your time. Taking your hands back, catch the left wrist with the right hand. Inhale, growing taller. Exhaling, bending from the hips forward, thanking Mother Earth. Inhaling, come up. Rubbing your palms vigorously, generating heat. Gently massaging your closed eyes with the heated palms and blinking your eyes open. Namaste. Thank you all so much for giving me this privilege. Have a good evening and a good day ahead. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ji.
Thank you,
Thank
Jay.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
Jay.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji.
Thank you.